Oh, come on in here. Bring your ass. Because I knew that because it was me saying something about people, doing the bare minimum for people that they call friends or the loved ones or whatever was going to trigger some people. And I'm glad you fucking triggered. I'm so happy you bothered. Now come on in this motherfucking be bothered right along with me. I said what the fuck I said. I'm no longer tolerating, accepting, being grateful, being appreciative for the bare minimum. Period. I'm no longer accepting, appreciating, being grateful for the bare minimum. No. Never. And the crazy part was because now I'm in a different space where in the past I've allowed it to go on and on. Like people would just say whatever the fuck they wanted to say, do whatever the fuck they want to do. And I accepted it. I settled for it. And now I'm no longer going for it and I'm being vocal about it. And the fact that I'm being vocal on a public platform, I'm being ostracized and criticized for, oh, well, you ain't grateful. No, the fuck I'm not grateful for the bare minimum. Fuck no. For all that, you ain't got to do shit. If the bare minimum, just like in your career, great example, the minimum wage, at least you could make it $7.50. We're going to run with that. $7.50, right? At least you could make $7.50. Not saying you're not worth more, but this what we putting on the table as the bare minimum. Like $7.50, what you gonna get? What else can you do for us so we can pay you how you should be paid? Or how else can we compensate you for your worth? It's the same fucking thing. Example, if you are a registered nurse, you went to school, you done got headaches, you probably failed a couple classes, had to repay for some shit, and in your mind, you know you're not going to accept minimum wage. And you know that you come in with the bells and the whistle. Your resumes is lining up, your credentials line up, and you put it all on the motherfucking table, and the job say, well, we only can pay you $7.50. What the fuck would you do? Would you accept the $7.50? Like, well, at least it's a job. At least they wanted to hire me. Or would you know your value and know your worth that you could possibly bring or that you may have already brung? Let's just say you were already at the job and it's time for a raise. And they're like, well, the minimum on a raise is we already at the cap. So you make $12. We can't go no higher. What would you do as a person who has the skills and the professionalism and the credentials to be paid more, but they're not offering you more, and you know you deserve more? What the fuck would you do? Since y'all keep trying to generate this around people giving me shit, you ain't got to give me a motherfucking thing. If the bare minimum is what you thought about me, keep your thoughts. Keep your thoughts, keep your gifts. Whatever the fuck you thought I was gonna like and what I should be appreciative for, think again. I'm no longer accepting that. I'm not accepting that, oh, well, I didn't call you. Oh, I wasn't thinking about it. Oh, I forgot. I'm no longer accepting that because you're an adult. And as an adult, yes, we all have things that we are doing and handling in our lives. But if you say you're my friend, if you say you're my best friend, my sister, my rollie, my whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, my homeboy, my fuck buddy, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, if you feel like I'm only worth the minimum thoughts to you, not even that it was something physical, but the thought. Here's what I mean by the thought. If you thought that you were doing something that you think I'm not going to like, or that you think I wouldn't appreciate, why do it anyway? Why do it? And then when you get a response like this, now I'm unappreciative. No, motherfucker, let's go back to the beginning. When you had all the time in the world to think about what you wanted to do for me, or wanted to do with me, or wanted to do to me. When you had all the time in the world to think about it. No. You study long, study wrong. Study long, study wrong. I'm no longer accepting the bare minimum. And I don't give a fuck who don't like me, how I'm moving. I'm not for everybody. And I feel like now that I'm in this season of evolving, because I'm still growing and I'm still learning, I'm not accepting that. Some of y'all so conditioned to settling that you will, oh, well, at least they thought about me. Well, what the fuck did you think? Please explain to me what the fuck you was thinking about. Because honestly, that goes around the board. I'm going to give you another example. My father, I was fucking with him for Christmas. My father said, I was like, oh, I got some extra Tide in here, some toothpaste, and some mouthwash. I should give you that for Christmas. He was like, I wish the fuck you would give me that shit for Christmas. Now, I cracked up laughing. I'm like, no, I'm just fucking with you. But was he wrong for responding that way? No, the fuck he was not. You're my father. I'm not supposed to give you, as my parent, half-ass thoughtful gifts. Now, let's just say with all intents and purposes, I did get him the Tide. I did get him the dishwashing pods and the toothpaste and whatever. And he frowned his nose up. Rightfully so. Especially if I know who he is. Let me tell you what I got him, though. That's a thoughtful gift. One of my friends had a vintage Rockaware hoodie. They only made a certain amount of these because I looked it up. And my father was a Rockaware fan. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to go in and get that for him. It wasn't a paid-for gift. It was something that somebody had gave me. I took to the cleaners. I got it pressed. And I gave him the receipt in case there was something going on with it. And then I also added a hat to match. The thought behind it was, I know my father. I know he likes meticulous and thoughtful gifts. I could have gave that man a card that was handwritten with fucking macaroni stuck on it, and he would appreciate that more than me giving him the Tide. You see what I'm saying? You gotta kind of know people, and that's why I'm like, these titles with me really hold weight. If you call yourself my friend, if you call yourself my sister, if you call yourself whatever title that you gave yourself, or that me and you have exchanged titles and formalities, and you give me bare minimum vibes, I'm done being your friend. Now I'm an associate. I know of you. I know of you. Because I don't know you well enough, or you don't know me well enough, as you say, or as I say, to know that these things are not acceptable. Let's take it to a relationship standard, because there are plenty of examples where the bare minimum is never acceptable. Only when it comes to children, because they're still growing, they're still learning. So the bare minimum from children is the only exception. Let's go to relationships, personal relationships. When you are in a relationship with a man and he don't bring you flowers, but he'll do something else, like, okay, he don't open your door. Or let's say he do open your door. Let's do that one. He opens your door. You ready to marry the nigga. Bitch, what? Ain't that what he's supposed to do as a gentleman? Is open your door? So you ready to throw it all away because you... Another example with that relationship. Let's just say the motherfucker beating you upside your head. Punching you every day. Every night. The reason you staying is because he opened your door. He should open your door, sis. You should want more from this relationship than him just opening your door. You should want him to respect you enough not to put his hands on you. You should want him to not abuse you. You should want him to respect you. Why are you settling for the bare minimum? Why? Why is that acceptable? Why do you accept the bare minimum from people and then get mad at the person for telling you that it's the bare minimum and that we're not accepting it? That's the shit I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. I'm no longer tolerating that. I'm not accepting that on no level. No longer will I accept the bare minimum from nobody. I don't care what you did, how much you paid for something, what you thought. The thought should have been, oh, well, I don't think that she would like this. I don't think that this is something that she would like. If you call yourself my friend, no. We got to stop letting people do just the least amount and then giving all of this. How can I put this? A person opens the door and you fall all out. Now you cooking meals. You putting bills in your name. That's the minimum. Why do you not want more? Are you not worth more? That bothers me on a whole different level. I don't treat my friends, people that I care about, with such low standards. No, never. Not in a million years. Never. So now that I've come to reality with, I'm not tolerating it. Now people have a problem with me telling you, hey, that's unacceptable. Same thing in a career. You know you got degrees, credentials, certifications, and a job tells you, oh, we only paying $12 an hour. And you going to accept that? No. Hey, no, you're not. You're going to get up from the table, thank you for your time, and you're going to walk out. If you accept it, that means you settle for what someone thought of you and not what you think of yourself. Make it make sense.